Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Manchester Explorer. And in today's video, I am on the west side of Manchester, and we're going to check out the wooded area behind Rock Rimmon. I made a video, I believe I posted it last weekend or the week before, I forget, about Rock Rimmon, so check it out if you haven't yet. And also please like and subscribe, as I really appreciate it. And this is one of the many access points to get into this wooded area, as it's frequently used by ATVs and dirt bike riders. This hill is a lot steeper than it looks, so let's see if these old legs can get up here. I think I got it. Awesome. Not bad for a almost 50-year-old man. Let me catch my breath for a moment here. But there are a lot of trails in this area. It's good for hiking, mountain biking. You're not supposed to come out here and use motorized vehicles, but there's always people out here, obviously, which honestly doesn't bother me, as they're just out and about having fun, which is much better than sitting on a couch. There's also many abandoned vehicles, possibly stolen, and here's one of them. This one's been here for many years, and for whatever reason it hasn't been removed. This area kind of has a bad rap, as there's always people partying, you know, and creating mayhem in these woods. So a lot of the people in the city tend to avoid this area, but personally I wouldn't feel afraid to walk around here. And I want to go up here to my left, as there's a sand pit where there used to be a small pond or a wet area, which was filled in when they built that school that you may have seen in the beginning of this video. But this used to be like a small pond, or just a wetland. So there may have actually been a natural spring here, as some of you old timers mentioned in my Rock Rimmon video that there used to be a small stream that would trickle away from this pond or these wetlands. But it's now a sand pit that gets heavily used, as you can see. And to my right there's another stolen car. This one's funny because sometimes it'll be here, sometimes they'll move it to the other side of the sand pit, as I think people like to drag it around with their trucks, which is kind of funny. But there's car number 2, and as you can see with all the beer cans, that this is one of the many party spots. You'll also see fireworks getting set off here quite often, as I live straight ahead of me about a quarter mile away, so I hear and see the fireworks all the time. And if you head straight right about here and kind of like veer left, it'll lead you to the top of Rock Rimmon. And I'm likely going to send this video to the mayor of Manchester, as this area would be a great park. It really would, for hikers, you know, people that enjoy nature, mountain bikers, etc. As there's a lot of potential here, because at the moment it's kind of a wasteland, as you will see soon as I get deeper into these woods, as it gets fairly dirty. There's a lot of remnants of homeless camps and just a lot of garbage, let's put it that way. This would make an excellent mountain bike park. It really would. And that would be great for the city, because this place would be packed. It really would. You know, there's trails everywhere. I don't have this place memorized by heart, so kind of bear with me if I miss anything. It's also another perfect weather day in New Hampshire. It's about 70 degrees out in the middle of October, which is really good. Really cool, rather. Not many maple trees around here, because the maple trees tend to turn red. So you see a lot of these yellow trees, which are primarily oak trees, I believe. I've taken my bike out here maybe a handful of times, so I don't know the area very well. But I do recall seeing remnants of a few homeless camps that were quite littered. As the city, you know, they disbanded all the wooded homeless camps about a year or two ago. As I can imagine, at one point there was a large camp here. Oh, which way are we gonna go? Let's go this way. And as you can see, the area is heavily littered. But it is a nice set of woods, and you know, if the city would actually put some attention and time into this area and clean it up, it'd be great. It really would. But the problem is due to modern society, this place would just get trashed. You know, within a year, there'd be junk everywhere and people would smash everything, as they always do in this city. As that's modern America for you. And we'll take I guess we'll take a left here. There's also a lot of loose sand here, so it gets kind of laborsome to pedal a bike through here, but I'll do my best. As you can see, the city has been back here. As you can see, tracks from some heavy equipment that's been back here, and they removed the cars that were here, as there was a couple vehicles here just last week. It's funny because I made a film last week, or I videoed it, and I didn't like the way it came out, so I deleted all my files. So damn it, that was a mistake. I literally just deleted them about an hour ago. But I believe there were 2 or 3 cars here. There's a truck and 2 vehicles just sitting in this area. So maybe the city is cleaning this place up. Sorry guys, no abandoned vehicles for you. But there may be others. I think there were. Yeah, this has so much potential back here. It's kind of like, I don't know what the city's plans are for this wooded area, as it's been like this since, you know, forever. As the city's just kind of holding on to it for some reason. But to my left here, coming up, I believe is one of the large homeless camps that used to be here. You'll see propane tanks, which is always a sign of homeless people, as they use propane for heat during the winter. But yes, this was the remnants of a large camp at one point. And those of you that have been following me since my early days, I used to venture in these camps, these homeless camps, and I used to rant and rave about the homeless people, but I've come to the conclusion that they really don't bother me. So I deleted all those videos, and I'm just trying to be more positive about the situation. My only gripe with the homeless people is they tend to trash everywhere they go to, which is the main reason as to why people are annoyed by them. Otherwise, I really don't care what anyone does with their lives. You know what I mean? If they want to camp out in the woods, let them. Just pick up after your mess, you know? It's not that hard. But this will lead up to the power lines. Again, to my right and in front of me, there's all kinds of trail systems. I'm obviously not going to show every single one, as this video would probably last about 2 hours. It's not a huge area, but there's enough acreage here to, you know, have a nice park, like I've been saying throughout this whole video. Do I want to climb that? I do, but I'll get out of breath, and I'm trying to talk here. You know, various trails going that way. They're kind of everywhere. I used to come out here myself when I used to own an old 4Runner, Toyota 4Runner. I used to be into all that crap with Jeeps and stuff. I just kind of grew out of it, but I've been out here a few times off-roading. You'll often see people dirt biking and riding ATVs and whatnot, which is fun. I have nothing against the people that do it. They're just out here having fun, such as myself. I just prefer to pedal, as anybody can twist the throttle. I just feel like I take more pride in being almost 50 years old and still be in excellent shape and being able to do this. There's kind of a trail here. Let's see where this leads. Yeah, there's definitely a camp in front of me. I see remnants of mattresses. A typical litter. Yeah, but I'd wager if you would have came out here, you know, 3 or 4 years ago, there would have been a lot of tents out here. There's one in front of me also. Is that the one that we just drove by earlier? I believe it is. Yeah, this area, I mean, it's always been a party spot for as far back as I can remember anyway. It's a good spot for, you know, teenagers to hide from the police, you know what I mean, and just have a good time. But yeah, there's a massive homeless camp to my right. I'm gonna try to get closer to it without having to bushwhack through these woods, which I'm probably just gonna have to do anyway. Oh, there's the trail. Looks like there was a footpath here at one point. This is why I own a mountain bike and not a road bike or a gravel bike, because I can just go wherever I want with this thing. I love it. Yeah, this is obviously was a very large homeless camp here. I'm actually going to take my helmet off so I can see what I'm videoing here. And I'll put my bike down. It's pretty gross, isn't it? This is why people get mad at homeless people, because this is what they do. Like I was saying earlier, I don't really care what anyone does in their lives, but when you do stuff like this, it kind of ticks people off, unfortunately. Yeah, there's a lot of propane tanks here, so there was a massive camp here, and they were here for quite some time. And some of the stuff that homeless people they drag around to camps, it's like mind-boggling. It's just stuff that's completely unnecessary. I guess that's where the word junkie derived from. It's an old slang term for alcoholics and homeless drug addicts and whatnot. They'd collect junk, and that's where the term junkie came from. Like, what is that doing at a homeless camp? You know what I mean? Unless there were little kids here, which is possible. But yeah, this is a remnant of a homeless camp. If you would have been here, you know, 3-4 years ago, there probably would have been like 5-6 tents pitched here, rather. Well, anyways, I'm gonna head over to my whatever the next location is. As I really don't have a plan with this video, I'm just kind of biking around, as this is the first time that I've come across this one. All right, let's get back to it. And as you can see, there's a bumper. It looks like a remnants of a Jeep bumper, a Jeep Cherokee, Grand Cherokee. And I believe I saw a truck bed over here. That looks like it's from a Dodge. Yes, it is. I bet what happens often is people take their cars out here and they honestly probably get them stuck and they can't get them out, as no tow truck company is going to want to come out here to tow a vehicle out. So I think a lot of these are just simply people getting drunk and getting stuck in the woods, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's unfortunate that I accidentally, or I didn't accidentally, but I deleted that video with the remnants of the other vehicles in it. Oh well. Right now we're at the bottom of the hill, as there's a road in front of me. I forget the name of the road, but it's towards the river, the Piscataqua River. And bear with me for a minute as I climb this hill. These modern mountain bikes, they're really great. They just roll over everything. I've been mountain biking since like 1990. And I can recall the old bikes with the little wheels. If we were still using those little 26-inch wheels, I don't know if I'd be doing this at 50. And to my right, I can see the, I believe it's called the Kelly Falls Apartments, or what people refer to as the projects, which is low-income housing. I believe it was built during the 1950s, if I can recall. I've briefly looked into it before. There's not a lot of detail about it. Yeah, that's what those are, the Kelly Falls Apartments. Yeah, that's what those are. So those are all low-income housing. And I believe they used to have a top floor or a third floor, and they were all removed for some unknown reason, as I couldn't really find any detail about it. But as you can imagine, there's a lot of teenagers that live there. They're the ones that come out here and just raise hell, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Even if this area was cleaned up and turned into a park, I don't see it staying nice, let's put it that way. And here's a closer shot of the Kelly Falls Apartments, I believe they're called. While I'm in the area. Obviously that building's much more modern than the brick buildings. And as I was saying, all these brick buildings used to have another floor, and for whatever reason they got removed. And to my right is where I just was, in the woods rather. But while I'm here, I'm going to take a left down an embankment that leads to the Piscataqua River. It's a little off the beaten path, but it's still behind Rock Rimmon, and it's the same set of woods, minus this road going across it. So let's fly down here real quick. The only problem is I have to come back up here. This is a neat little area right here. I actually thought I was gonna, there's another trail that ends up directly in front of me where you can see that beach area. There's a guy, he's out, he's on his kayak or whatever you call those things, those stand-up kayaks. But as you can see, the water is real low right now as they released all the water before winter. I'm actually gonna go out there, why not? Check it out. That's why I love cycling, because you can kind of go anywhere you want, you know what I mean? And even if you're not in shape, just get an e-bike, you know, it's a blast, it really is. I have nothing against e-bikes. I have nothing against motorized bikes either. It's just with a pedal bike you can go anywhere because it's not a motorized vehicle. You know, I can cut through people's yards, I can do anything I want on this thing. But ahead of me to the right, you can't really see it, but there's a small bridge there. That's where the rail trail is, where there used to be a train that went across that, obviously, but there's also a dam there where there used to be a factory. But rumor has it is that the dam's going to be removed within the next 2 or 3 years, as they want to build a fish ladder, which in my opinion is just an excuse to get rid of the dam, as the dam is really unnecessary, as the dam was built for the mill that used to be there, which is no longer used or present. So unless somebody buys that dam and builds a fish ladder, which I do not see happening because that dam only has like one small generator that generates a trickle of electricity, I do not see anybody investing into that. So this area is going to go bye-bye. As this is usually, you know, I'm usually underwater right here, as this is a waterfront, you know, all these houses all have waterfront property. So if that dam goes, your real estate is going to drop in value astronomically. And behind me, there's, you know, it continues on. There's a lot of houses along this river. But anyway, I thought I'd show you this. That's actually a cool beach right there. There's always people partying there. Anyway, back to the power lines. And we'll head down this hill here that I just climbed a little while ago. And there's that truck bed, which we'll pass by. I'm trying to head back to the power lines, as there's not much more to see in these woods other than leaves and garbage. So much potential here, there really is. And like I said, I'm going to send this video to the mayor's office and hopefully he watches it, as I kind of like this new mayor, as he seems to care about the city. The only problem is the economy kind of stinks right now, is everything's way overpriced, so I don't know if the city would even have the extra money to invest into this area. And we're back in the power lines. I'll often ride my bike up and down these gravel access roads just for a good cardio workout. And down this hill there's a substation. I'll show you guys that. And as you can see, there's a lot of trails to my left and my right. So there's a lot of areas to check out if you like exploring things like me. Yeah, I haven't really been out here since probably August, and it was like 100 degrees out. Not in this area anyway, as it gets too hot in the summer. But if you follow this road behind me, it leads to that road that leads up to the low-income housing area. I forget the name of the road. And if you continue on that hill in front of me, where the power lines are, that leads to Goffstown. But anyway, here's the substation, and I'm probably going to close out this video. It was nothing special, but for those of you who have never seen this area, you got a small glimpse of it. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. Later, guys.